everybody, it's Mary. Today is Saturday, December 1st. I just finished my long run. It is pouring down rain. It's been raining the whole time. 14 miles in an hour and 54 minutes. So I'm gonna go dry off and then I'm gonna talk about long runs. What is a long run? How far do you have to go? Do you have to do it every week? Any question you might have about a long run. Now that I've had time to dry off and get something to eat, let's talk about long runs. What is a long run? Basically, a long run is any run longer than you usually run. I do my long runs on Saturday, so I'm going to refer to Saturday as my long run day, but you can pick any day that's convenient for you. How far does your long run have to be? Technically, your long run can be any run longer than you usually run. So if you usually run 4 miles and then you run 6 miles one day each week, that would be your long run. There are tons of free training programs online that will recommend how long your long run should be based on your weekly mileage and what your goals are. Most programs recommend that your long run be 20 to 30% of your weekly mileage. So if you run 50 miles per week, your long run would be 10 to 15 miles. If you're only training for 5Ks, or if you're injury prone, or if you're just short on time, you may want to stay in the 8 to 10 mile range. But if you're training for a marathon, you would need to increase your long run each week until you get into the 18 to 22 mile range. We can also talk about the long run in terms of time instead of miles. In general, you want your long run to be at least an hour. The goal of the long run is to build endurance, and there's research out there that shows that you start to see the benefits of a long run after an hour, and then even more benefits as you run longer. I would actually recommend that your long run be at least 90 minutes. Do I have to do a long run each week? No, you don't have to, but you can. A lot of coaches will recommend that you build in a rest week or a step back week during your training. For example, you would run 10 miles this week, 12 miles next week, and then drop back down to 10 the third week. And then you could repeat that, 10, 12, 10. Or you could increase the next week and do 12, 14, 10. The step back week allows your body to adjust to the training, gives your muscles a rest, and hopefully helps you avoid fatigue and injury. Sometimes instead of doing the step back week, I just repeat a week before increasing my long run. So I might do 10, 12, 12, and then increase to 14. You could even skip your long run on the step back week if you feel like you need to. I usually don't plan to skip a long run. Instead, I plan to do my long run every week, and then if something happens to come up where I can't do it, it's not a big deal if I miss it. Let's say you plan on skipping your long run this week, even though you feel fine and have time to do it. And then next week you get sick and miss your long run again. And then the next week you have a birthday party and miss your long run again. That's 3 long runs that you've missed, where if you had just run that first week when you felt fine, you would have only missed 2 weeks. That's why I don't plan to skip a long run day, because you never know what's going to come up next week. Of course, you could just do it a different day, but Saturday is my least busy day of the week, and I really don't want to wake up early in the morning and do a long run before I have to go to work all day. What do you eat during a long run? If I'm running for less than an hour and a half or for less than 13 miles, I don't eat anything during the long run. If you're healthy, you should have enough energy stored in your body to be able to do that. Now, I'm not a doctor. If you have a medical condition like low blood sugar or something that is affected by exercise, then you should definitely do what's best for you or what your doctor recommends. If I'm going further than 13 miles, I usually carry something small to snack on and either take water with me or plan to stop at a water fountain. And in that case, I usually eat around mile 7. Now, if I don't eat anything during a 13-mile run, why would I eat something at mile 7 during a longer run? If you plan to eat during a run, you should plan to eat it before you need it rather than waiting until you feel like you need it. Because by the time you feel like you need it, it's probably too late to help you stay on pace and feel good for the rest of the run. And if I'm training for a marathon, during the marathon, I'm going to eat every 7 miles, so that's what I want to do during training. In the past, I've used energy gels like Goo, I've tried candy, and I recently switched to raisins. Raisins are easy to carry, they're easy to chew while running, and they provide natural sugar and potassium. Long runs require a lot of energy, and you may need to replace those calories while you're running, so choose what works best for you. Once you finish your long run, drink plenty of water, get something to eat, and plan to spend the rest of your day recovering. That's a quick overview of what is a long run. I would love to hear about your long runs. How far do you go? How fast do you go? Do you eat and when? Leave your comments below, and please remember to like and subscribe.